Oh, I had some dead space. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning, Twitch. Good morning on this 01.25.2023. Current time is 05:23 a.m. Eastern Time here in upstate New York, southern tier of upstate New York, where I live and reside this Wednesday morning. And gotta get my telescope in there. Oh, that's not right. We're doing a little set arrangement here. I always like my telescope because I'm always looking and reaching for the stars. Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich here on the Twitch, as well as at Fireman Rich over there on Twitter, where I tote myself as a social media observer, social media enthusiast. In other words, I like playing on this thing called the internet, and that's exactly what we're doing here. We're playing on the internet, doing a broadcast, and I do have the morning coffee. It would be a coffee broadcast, though there's been times I forgot to. No, just Monday, I think yesterday, Anchor Morning Audio on anchor.fm/Fireman Rich. Forgot to turn the coffee pot on, but I remembered this morning. So we have the morning coffee and it's tasting mighty fine. Rearranging the set here as far as that goes, but we're getting our day started nonetheless here. And I want to say good morning to Mr. Twix Jeeves. Good morning. How you doing, sir? Good morning. Glad to see you here. Glad to have you here. And we're getting the day rolling here with a, I'm going to put it positive, hashtag positive start to the day, hashtag PSTTD. And we're glad to be here as far as that goes. I was almost going to broadcast again yesterday after the day job, like I did Monday, but got too tired. Plus, I got tired. I was watching Oak Island. Oak Island is my show of preference on Tuesdays, and I made it all the way up to the up to 9 o'clock, and then I had to go to bed. So I'm going to catch the last night's primary show next week and stuff, because I always play the episodes before, as far as that, and I can always catch it up on the History Channel as far as that goes. But I hope everybody is having a good week so far. We're halfway through the week. It's Wednesday, hump day, and we're working towards the weekend. We've been getting up a little bit early every morning. Well, we're getting up at the same time. We're just being more efficient as far as to be able to go on line here, live streaming a little bit earlier than normal and stuff. And I'm doing something new over there on the Rumble. I am on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If I get a 20 to 25 minute audio on my Anchor Morning Audio, I go ahead and I do a Rumble right afterwards, as far as just to BS and to chat, and that's working quite well. I sent the workflow there, and so I'm able to tell a story, but then I'm able to still live stream and utilize my Rumble channel, which Rumble is a good platform. I'm enjoying it. I'm on there, and I want to thank Rumble publicly as far as that goes, because Rumble, it's fun. It's another place where you can find me, Fireman Rich, on Rumble as far as that goes, and I do appreciate that. And it's all about utilizing the tools that we have at hand, and I want to thank the people at Rumble for providing that sandbox, because we have Twitch, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, what else? Rumble and stuff. So it's just an extra place. You may not agree with all of what the people say over there and stuff like that, because it was a derivative. It spawned out to be an alternative to YouTube as far as that goes, because YouTube has a habit of suspending people, banning people maybe, or something like that. I know they do that on Twitch, and I haven't. I don't cross that line. I sort of respect the sandbox rules as far as that goes, and to a certain degree. I do have my opinion. I know other people have their opinions. You may not agree with mine. I may not agree with yours, but we can still have a simple discussion. And we do that. We try to do that here. And that's what makes it fun. And Rumble might not be your cup of tea, but I think it's a good platform. There's a lot. I think it's diverse. I think it's as diverse as YouTube from when I've been on there. It's a little leaning towards the right, okay, but that you know, if you really think about it. But if you don't think about it, it doesn't really affect you. Does it really affect you that much? Maybe it does. Everybody's different. But anyway, I like it there. It's a good product. It gives a good picture. I'm using Streamlabs OBS, and I'm broadcasting in 1280p. So I know I'm broadcasting here now in 720p, which is good. I could probably sneak it up to 1080, but 720p is fantastic. But I'm just ecstatic as far as the picture over on Rumble is good. Oh, Vocal, that was the one I was missing. So there's 5. There's YouTube Live, there's Twitch, Twitter Live, Vocal, and now there's Rumble. So we got 5 different platforms to broadcast from. And back when we were on that other platform that sort of went belly up over a year ago, they didn't go belly up. They just left. They just like Blab. And Blab was the best, though. Blab was the first to come out with the 4 corners. But the previous platform there, we didn't really have that many selections. And now you can multicast with Restream, StreamYards, and EVMux. You get on any one of those platforms, and you can go to 2 different platforms at the same time. So we never had that before. We were starting to get Streamlights. Blab was great. Yes, it was, Jeeves. Blab was the bomb. It was fantastic. And I enjoyed myself thoroughly there. And a lot of people don't realize that the result of Blab, Discord came out of that. So people say, well, everybody, nowadays they have a Discord if you're gaming and stuff, and they know about Discord, but they don't know the history. The history of Blab is once that went away, those people that were in Blab, they were already creating Discord, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jeeves. I think that's the general history line as far as that goes. And they go, wow, really? They just thought it was a bunch of people that got together. No, it was a derivative of Blab as far as that goes. Now, whether the same people are there now that was there 10 years ago, I don't think. There might be some people there, but Blab was the bomb. The previous, I'm not going to say the name, but I'm trying not to. The previous platform that we were all on, that was good until they started monkeying around, going portrait instead of landscape, and then chasing the shiny coin of TikTok and stuff like that. And I'm not on TikTok anymore. Hey, salute Tony, hashtag salute, and hashtag positive start to the day, hashtag good morning to the missus. She's still in bed, I believe, so she'll be getting up here shortly. And as far as that goes, so but Tony D, who just came in, he was on last night. I just got done watching the replay of last night's late night parenting, and he was on with this gentleman. He was on with Mr. Ted Hicks, who was gracious enough, along with Tony, to give me a shout out on that. And I want to say thank you very much, Tony. Thank you very much, Ted. These are 2 great, fine gentlemen that I am very fortunate and blessed to be associated with. And I say that very sincerely. And here is Tony D's Twitter. As far as that goes, he's everywhere. And we love him. He's my brother, veteran. And great, high respects for these individuals. And I just got done watching. When I was setting this up, Ted Hicks has a very, very good conversation there as well, Tony, as far as that goes. It's a little late night for me. I guess it was after 11 o'clock. I was in bed just before 9 and stuff like that. I'm surprised I made it to 9 o'clock as far as that goes. But Ted has those late nights, and Tony, he's there with him. And so check that out. He's over on YouTube. Ted Hicks and the real Ted Hicks. Thanks again. You're welcome, Tony, as always. Also, he has a audio version. I usually listen to the audio version at work, but I guess it was short enough. I think it was only like 20 minutes or something like that. But as soon as I got up, I put the earbuds in and was listening to it. And but it was the video. But I was running around getting the cat situated, getting the coffee going, taking care of things here on the computer desk, and I was listening to it. So very, very good broadcast, Tony and Ted, as far as that goes. So if you haven't listened to it, go over to the Real Ted Hicks YouTube channel. You can either watch Tony and Ted there, or you can also listen to it, the podcast. Which, good morning, Erica, Lady Cat 31. And as far as podcasts, I did do, like I said, the Anchor Morning Audio yesterday, and I want to thank Ed Waters, a good friend of mine here online. I've known him since, God, what was that program, that audio program? Get Dialogue. I met, I think that's about 8 years ago, Ted, or Ed. Ed is out there in Washington State. He's a podcaster that does Dead America, just broadcast Dead America podcasts, and you'll see what Ed is up to. Let's see. Currently here in the southern tier of upstate New York, it is talking for 15 minutes. We're finally getting to the weather. It's currently 26 degrees Fahrenheit, which is -3 degrees centigrade. How come I got Fahrenheit there? And we got some weather coming in, I guess, starting tonight. We've got some snow coming in, but it's currently anywhere from 25 to 26 degrees Fahrenheit, -3 degrees centigrade. Periods of snow, high of 36 degrees. Want to keep that at 36 degrees or higher to keep the snow away. Winds out of south by the southeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And good morning, Tim Fan 43. Good morning, Tim from Michigan. Chance of snow is 100%, 1 to 3 inches. I'm hoping like 1 or 2 inches if we get that. Sun will be rising this morning at 07:26, which is another hour and 50 minutes. 7:26 a.m. the sun will be rising, and we gain another minute of daylight. The sun will be setting at 5:11 p.m. So the days are starting to go in that direction. Let's see. Our world times and temperatures. Let's see. Yeah, we got snow starting. Actually, they say it's starting like right now, 7 a.m. as far as that goes. Let's see. Our world times and temperature. Yeah, it's 7 a.m. It's supposed to be starting here. 0.20 inches, 0.20 inches. So it's going to be light going throughout the day, and then 6 p.m. supposed to be some rain showers, some late rain. So that'll be good. As long as the temperatures. What's the temperatures? They're going to be hovering right above the freezing. So higher elevations will get the snow here in upstate New York. Good morning, Tina. Good morning, and thank you for being here, along with the others. In Honolulu, it's 12:36 a.m. in the morning currently, 72 degrees Fahrenheit with partly cloudy skies. In Phoenix, Arizona, clear skies at 3:36 a.m., 36 degrees Fahrenheit. In Albuquerque, New Mexico, at 3:36 a.m. in the morning currently, it is 21 degrees Fahrenheit, clear skies. Chicago, Illinois, at 4:37 a.m., it's snowing. They got a snowflake at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. In New York City at 5:37 a.m. Clear skies, 36 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's see. In Washington State, 43 degrees right now. I'd like to have the 43. That's warm this time of year as far as that goes. And as far as that goes, in Warner Robins, Georgia, where Tony D is at, it's 54 degrees. That's even warmer. But he has rain, high 67, low of 45 degrees Fahrenheit. Over in Cork, Ireland, at 10:37 a.m., There's rain at and they've got 46 degrees Fahrenheit in Milan, Italy, at 11:37 a.m. At partly cloudy skies, it's 46 degrees Fahrenheit. In Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, it's raining. Holy crap, it's raining at 1:36 or 1:38 p.m. in Riyadh, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It's 61 degrees Fahrenheit. In New Delhi, India, at 4:08 p.m. it is raining also there, 64 degrees. South of New Delhi, Mumbai, India, at 4:08 p.m. it is 77 degrees Fahrenheit. And over in Kuala Lumpur at 6:38 p.m. it's sunny skies, 81 degrees Fahrenheit. In Manila, the Philippines, at 6:38 p.m. it is clear skies, 79 degrees Fahrenheit. In Tokyo, Japan, at 7:38 p.m. clear skies, 32 degrees Fahrenheit. In Melbourne, Australia, down under, it's at 9:38 p.m. it's 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Clear sky or partly cloudy skies, but we have clear skies in Sydney at 9:39 p.m. 73 degrees Fahrenheit, and those are our world times and temperatures as we speak. And everybody's saying good morning to everybody here in the chat. And I had $20 for gas in my pocket and lost it. Ooh. Backtrack. Out in Vancouver, Mr. Twix, Jeeves's area, out there in the western part of Canada, it's 40 degrees Fahrenheit, 5 degrees centigrade. Thank you, Jeeves, for that. I appreciate that. And let's see. Sorry, Tim. Randy is missing his rain. Randy's missing his rain. Randy isn't even sailing. He's just driving the boat around. Okay, he's motoring around. It should be motoring the sailboat, not sailing the sailboat, because he's putting up the sails. But is he really sailing? No. I know he has to motor out of the channel and stuff like that, but he's done more. The times I've watched Randy now with the sailboat, I see him motoring more. I know he had an extra motor. I saw it on his Twitter feed. He donated his extra motor that was for his dinghy. I think that's fabulous. That's the heart of Randy. Randy, that's great. I think that was really good as far as that goes. But I want him to be safe on that boat too. So just don't overuse the motor so you can't get back to shore. But he's having fun with the sailboat, and that's good because he's getting ready to go back to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and stuff like that. He's had, I guess we've all know watching him, he's had a little bit of rough vacation this time, so it's a vacation to remember. Let's see, that was nice, yeah, it was nice him giving that motor. That was very gracious as far as that goes, because that's probably at least $1,000, right, for that motor, if not more. It was a used motor, I think, but even still. To a fisherman, and believe me, I lived over in the Philippines for a year, so I used to see the fishermen out there in the bunker boats. There would be hundreds of them out there, and they're trying to make their daily $5-10 a day to live and provide for their family. So they're out there. So that motor means he can get out further and get more fish. 3 more days, and I'll be 45. Okay, Tim, 45. You're still under the 50 though. Let's see. Our thought for the day. Yeah, you would say about 1,000. Yeah, that's what I figured it was. I know his other boat was $4,000. Yeah, that was a brand new one. So that's like it's almost like buying a used car. But he's got that tuned in to where he's tooling around in the sailboat there. Our thought for the day comes from a gentleman we all know, a great American. Let's see, an American Baptist minister and activist, and one of the most prominent leaders in the civil rights movement from 1955 until his assassination in 1968. And he's more prominent now, even in his after passing. And as far as that goes. Yeah, you say pocket change. I don't know about that pockets change now. He's indicated that he's strapped for cash right now. It could be pocket cash. It's just like But our thought for today comes from our quote comes from Martin Luther King Jr. And this is one, especially towards the end, I keep on saying all the time as far as this goes. But Martin Luther King, his quote and our thought for today goes as follows: if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. And I'm always one that says you got to keep moving forward. You can't go back. You have to move forward. Time is not going to change. Time is always moving forward. You have to move forward also. So I think that's right. The ability, can people run? Yeah, but can people, if you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. And Tina, I've crawled a few times. Yeah. And I agree, Tim. Good quote from Martin Luther King Jr. If you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, then crawl. And I've done my crawling in my lifetime too. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. And that moving forward keeps us going as far as that goes. You can't just, some people say you just give up. You can't give up. You have to, if you can't move forward as quick as you want, then scale it back. But you're moving forward in small increments. And over time, those small increments add up to something big. So a very, very good quote from Martin Luther King. And let's see, our national day, yesterday was Pie Day, and I can say that I had pie for dessert. The missus came home, and I guess she heard me say Pie Day yesterday morning during the Anchor Morning audio, so she brought home some pie. Yesterday was Pie Day. Let's see, today is Wednesday, the 25th of January, 2023. It is the 25th day of the year, and we're in the 4th week. This is the last full week of January, and we're working on some sort of percent of the, let's see, we have Library Selfie Day, take a picture of a book. National Opposite Day, there's an interesting one. Burns Supper, I'm not sure what Burns Supper Day. National Florida Day, now throw that in the bin, the trash bin, with National Connecticut Day. This is the one I like, National Irish Coffee Day. I'm drinking coffee. Actually, I think if I put a little Crown Royal in, that would make it Irish. No, I want to do that before work. I can't do that before work. Well, let's see, National Irish Coffee Day kicks off January 25th each year with a mug of strong coffee, Irish whiskey. Of course, that's not Irish. It's and tapped with a layer of cream. I get my call. Hashtag National Irish Cream Day. On a cold and wet day in 1942, weary travelers in a small Shannon Airport, which I've been through Shannon Airport in southwest Ireland, found their way to a restaurant, and Chef Joe Shandon, to warm his guests, he served them hot coffee spiked with whiskey and topped with whipped cream. The passengers asked if the beverage was Brazilian coffee. Shannon responded that it was Irish coffee. And so they brought the idea back to their cafe back in November 10th, 1952. After much trial and error, sampled, and a trip back to Ireland for the taste of the original, they were able to replicate the delicious coffee and method of floating the cream on top of the coffee. So that's pretty good. National Irish Coffee Day, as far as that goes. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and post that. Let's copy the image. We got time to do that. I haven't posted a National Day up. That's a good picture of Irish coffee. Let's see. We'll go ahead and post that. And see, we'll get this. I'm getting a little more efficient here. And there it is. It's tweeted out. So that's a nice looking cup of coffee there and stuff. Good morning. Okay, and Mrs. says good morning to everyone as far as that goes. And let's see. Like I said yesterday, I did, and Tina said, everyone says good morning. Everyone's saying good morning. And yesterday, let's see, I did do a Anchor Morning Audio. It's over there on @FiremanRich. The link to my Anchor, to the link to that particular audio podcast /podcast, and it was on the world's largest prehistoric flower that preserved in amber. And they don't, you can't normally, we see amber, we see the insects and stuff like that, but this is a full flower, and the flowers that are represent was right around the Baltic Sea area. They don't have those flowers anymore, but the nearest relative is over in Asia, over in Southeast Asia and Japan, and as far as a relative to that. And they can analyze the pollen, because I guess when it was being encased in amber, it was expelling its pollen, and there's pollen grades. So I wonder if they could take that pollen out, and if it was germinated, maybe pollinate another relative plant to bring back that that particular flower and stuff like that. So it's a beautiful piece of amber. But I got a picture of it on my Twitter line, along with the link to the audio /podcast. And I'll be doing the Anchor Morning Audio tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing it on yet right now. There's an eagle story. Ooh, that might be interesting. I'll have to check out these other ones. We have a bus stop in Scotland, go green. I'll have to check that one out. And speaking of green, I guess I listened to a bit of the illustrious Al Gore, who is off the rails and shrill, and anybody who believes the crap that he spills out, I'm just going to say it. He's not a scientist. He makes more money than people can imagine. He makes over $300 million doing the bit that he does right now. So how can anybody take him serious if you really look at what he's doing? All these people at this economic conference that's over there in Europe someplace, where the poster child got so-called arrested, and she wasn't arrested if you really looked at the real video. There was a stage thing. But Al Gore mentioned about how she got arrested and such. But he's saying the oceans are boiling and stuff like that. He's just a fear-mongerer. I am one that realizes, realistically, yeah, there's climate, there's weather going on. It's not as drastic what all these people are saying, because there's no scientific data. Okay, the Antarctica, or the glaciers, they're melting a little bit. They melted it years back to where they were almost gone again. Okay, so but this economic thing is saying, oh, we need to do more and more and more and stuff. The United States is the only one that's forking up the lion's share of the money, and we're not getting anything in return. But we're doing our part. But you have other countries like India and China, okay, and other countries that are polluting way more than the United States, but they're categorized as developing countries, and we're going to give them a pass. Give me a break. So this bit about, I'm all for going green, but realistically, okay? And because it's interesting stuff and tech stuff, but when you get someone like Al Gore, who is just making tons of money by spilling out fear of the world coming to end, everything he's predicted since he got out of office is totally wrong. I think it's funny how they parrot him on South Park. He's like the wolf, he's just a clown. I had to get that out because I guess I got triggered by the fact on this article it said going green. Okay, I'm for going green. Okay, I'm for doing something more effectively and stuff like that. I'm not going to scare the living bejeebies out of you by ranting and raving and stuff like that. That's Al Gore. He is the frickin' bum and clown that and people don't realize. They take him serious and this stuff like that. He makes over $300 million and he's driving around in a jet plane, and as far as that goes, and he's a clown. Okay, I'll probably talk more about that over my Rumble channel because I can get a little bit more descriptive over there without fear of but I try not to listen to that crap, especially from Al Gore. But when he did mention the poster child or whatever her name is, she's a young lady now. She's not a child anymore. That's being used. That's always criticizing these United States, which I take offense by that. That she got arrested. It's like big effing deal. It was staged. Let's see. In 2010, The Simpsons said we would have a virus that stays. We're always going to have viruses, Tim. Okay, coincidence. Okay, I'm taking it. Yeah, you can say, did they predict it? No, it's. There's certain things. If you say something now, probably within the next 10, 20 years, you can almost say, oh, see, it came true. I'm not buying it. As far as that goes. The Simpsons. I like the Simpsons. I like South Park. I got some people that I work with that look at me and stare strange. It's like, you're over 60 years old and you like South Park? Yeah, it's funny. There's some things in South Park they predicted too, Tim. They called it the cat flu. Yeah. You could say, there's a lot of things you can go there. We could go back to the Bible and says, yeah, and Nostradamus or whatever his name was and stuff like that. So it just things are going to happen, and but I guess what I'm trying to say and portray and not is that Al Gore is a freaking moron, as far as that goes. I just saw I've seen the videos pop up in my Twitter screen of him sitting there, and I don't even want to push the button because I don't want to listen to him. I happened to listen to him on the news, on the radio at work yesterday, and I'm just listening, and I was like, what the frick? He is off the freaking rails. He's a moron. Especially when and we have some other morons over there also that they're supposedly supposed to represent us, but they don't. They talk some crap when they're overseas, and this is what I'm as far as being a United States citizen. There's people here that'll go overseas and they'll talk down about these United States and stuff like that when they're overseas because they're emboldened by that audience. They won't say that shit here. Al Gore has tried, but he doesn't have an audience. I just want to say, people outside the United States, you don't know the United States, and people that have been outside the United States for more than 10 years, they don't really know what's going on. They have an idea, but they don't really know what's going on. It's not as bad as it seems here in the United States. We do have our problems and issues, but I guarantee you, compared to these other countries over in Europe that are the size of states, New York State has a better we have our issues here and our problems. I don't agree with our current governor as far as that goes. I almost agree more with the previous governor, but he got booted out. But this one was duly elected, so I'll just say I agree with her. But the New York State has more of an economic base than some of these European countries as far as that goes. And they're talking like they're, they know it all. Screw them. And stuff. I'm right. No, I'm not. I don't want to say I'm right or wrong. I could be wrong in some cases, but it's just my opinion. I got triggered, I guess. I'm sorry. I got on a rant. But you guys love it. I'm just kidding. I'm keeping it civil and stuff like that. But there's this article I'm looking at that I may talk about. Bus stops in Scotland go green, which I could agree with that. I got solar panels. That's going green. Am I going to give up my gas car that gets close to 40 miles to the gallon? No, because I can't afford $80,000 for an electric car. And even if I spend $80,000 on an electric car, I'm not going to get that back. Bring the price down. They're talking about this. We know we need to take care of and be good stewards of this earth. Let's see, Lady Cat. I'm not sure about our governor, especially the way he is doing things right now. Yeah, that's a lot of governors. Governors are supposed to be I always say the president should be a governor because they manage the state as far as that goes compared to the bonehead we have in the presidency right now. I respect the office of the presidents, but this president is by far the worst president that I have ever seen in my lifetime. Jimmy Carter is a rock star compared to this president right now. Okay, and I don't want to. And there's a whole bunch of stuff you could bring up about this president going on and stuff like that. They thought the previous president, President Trump, was bad. Come on, people, open your freaking eyes. My God, I'm just glad it doesn't really impact me that much as far as that goes and stuff. But anyways, he did some good stuff somewhat. Oh, okay, I see that, Lady Cat. Yeah, I'm not too sure about our current governor. She just got elected, and we'll see. She'll probably do the status quo of the Democratic Party, which is usually the case. And so let's see, what else? Let's go to good history here. Change the subject, Rich. Get on a rant. That's what I want to do over on Rumble. Okay, I can go off over there. I'm still trying, Tony, if you're there, I'm still trying to look. I was going to do a test there to see about using vocal to bring in. Hey, good morning, Chris Tech. Let's see. The United Miners Workers of America was founded in order to improve working conditions and wages for coal miners back in 1890. 1890. So, and let's see, AT&T completed the first transcontinental telephone call in the United States back in 1915. And this is by far my favorite pope. Pope John Paul II demanded the release of political prisoners during a historical visit back in Cuba back in 1998. And I could have met Pope John Paul II when I was over in Italy, especially the second time. All I had to do was go down to Rome, and he met with the military on every weekend on a Saturday, and I didn't do that. I do have a very good friend that's married to my best friend in the Air Force. And her brother, who showed me Washington, D.C. when I came back in the early 80s, he became a priest. He is now the current Archbishop up there in Buffalo, Father Michael. He's Archbishop Michael now. I haven't talked to him in years, I guess, when I met him down there in Maryland. He was the vicar when Pope John Paul II visited Washington, D.C. before I think it was a couple years before he passed away. I shook Sinbad, Scottie Pippen, Michael. I shook Sinbad, Scottie Pippen, and Michael Jordan. Oh, hand. Okay, yeah. That's pretty unique. I shook President Gerald Ford's hand. I met and I talked with President Ford for about 5 minutes. He was a former president, but he was still a president and stuff like that. So very, very, my first presidential election, I voted for him, and so I thought that was very unique. He was a very good president, and as far as that goes, no, we're a little late for that, Chris. We're getting ready to exit stage left, so we'll have to save that for another time. The consequences of being late, I guess, Chris. People in the chat can read what Chris said. But we are going to go ahead and exit stage left here. We're at the top of the hour. and I got to get my day started. So as far as that goes, so we're gonna get going. I appreciate everyone in the chat there as far as that goes. Let's see, let's go down the line here. I want to say thank you to Jeeves, Mr. Twix, Tony D was in the house, Erica, Lady Cat, Tim Fan was in the house, Tina, you were in the house. Thank you very much. Chatting away here, saying good morning to everybody. Who else did we have? And then coming up at the end of the broadcast, we had Chris Technician, and he comes in with a Bazanga. Later to you, Jeeves. Hey, everybody, catch Mr. Twix's. That's Mr. MR_TWIXXZ here on Twitch for his DJing. He DJs it. And you too, Chris. Have a happy hump day. It is Wednesday, and we got a Bazanga from Tony and a Bazanga from Chris. So this is Rich Roberts at Fireman Rich, wishing you all well on this Wednesday, January 25th, 2023. Wherever you may be on this big blue marble, live life, have fun. Ciao for now. As always, peace. Take care, folks. Have a great one. Thanks again, guys.